Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Emily Kalcher. I am an astrologer, I'm a tarot card reader, and a moon lover, of course. So today I am doing for you a zodiac sign video all about the eclipses using tarot. So just doing tarot readings per sign. So let me just switch to my other camera. Before I get started then, so what are the eclipses all about? So this eclipse that we have coming up is in the sign of Aries, and it's the second Aries new moon in a row. So we call that a blue moon. So it's extra Aries energy, but also this Aries new moon is a solar eclipse. So eclipses are not something we need to worry about, but they do tell a story over about an 18-month period. So they can be quite powerful, but not something that we need to fear, but just something to observe over time. So Aries talks about our identity. It's a sign about leadership. It's about power. It's about movement. It's a fire sign. So it can be quite a powerful energy. Let's dive in then. Let's do some tarot, and I'll take myself out the frame. You'll just see my hands. And I'll do readings. So first off, we have Aries, of course. So Aries, what do we need to know for this eclipse? And the deck that I'm using is this one. Will that show all right? Oh, yes. So the Moon and Stars Tarot. Oh, you can see it if I do it that way. Aha. And it's the deck, which you will see in my hands. So without further ado, Aries, what do you need to know for this eclipse? Let's find out. Okay. So we got the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is about really looking inward. It's a card of reflection, and it's really looking at where in your life are you transforming, where of your life do you need to reflect, where do you need to be more consistent in your relationships. So it's reflecting on your relationships and being more internally focused rather than needing to be so active and out there, and seeing what comes up for you really in this realm. In the realm of romance, in the realm of our feelings, our emotions, and being yourself at your core. It's working with more sort of lunar energy than it is the solar outward active motivational stuff. So Aries, look within, basically. So Taurus, what do you need to know for this eclipse? Right, so we have the Seven of Pentacles. So sevens are all about making progress. This particular card is about your vision, It's moving forwards with your vision. It's moving forwards with your wealth and material possessions, because Pentacles is that suit that is all about earth, abundance, what you're calling in, your money. Yeah, it's all material things, and being grounded in your opportunities and holding a higher vision for yourself. So that is you, Taurus, the Seven of Pentacles. What do you need to know, Gemini, for this eclipse time? So eclipses actually come in pairs. So we have this one, which is the Aries one. And then on the 5th of May, we have our next one, which will be Libra, I believe. Yes. So what does Gemini need to know? Okay, we have the Knight of Swords for you, Gemini. So swords are about our intellect, they're about our thoughts and communication. It's the air energy, so it's very cerebral, it's up in the air. It's knights, well, knights can be sometimes a bit too sort of flighty, a bit too quick to make actions and really have a solid focus, but they're so there can be quite a bit of drama with this card, but it's kind of being careful with, because knights having a little bit more knowledge than a page, they're not a novice in the thoughts that and conversations that they're having, what they're learning at this moment in time. But it's a case of how much do you know, how much do you still need to learn, grow through, and trying not to sort of cut off your nose to spite your face. So try not to sort of jump in all guns blazing before knowing some of the facts. So just be careful of the things that you've learnt, and the things, and be aware that you still have a few things to learn. And it's okay not to know everything. None of us do. We're all learning and growing on a daily basis, but just avoid some of the drama. So that's you, Gemini. It's okay not to have all the answers. So Cancer is a Cups card again. We have the Two of Cups. So twos can be about connecting, about relationships, and of course being in the sign of, well, in the suit of cups, which is all about romance, feelings, and it's generally quite an inward or sort of yin kind of focused suit. It's superly all about your relationships. So look at how you're connecting with people, your interactions on a daily basis, whether those are romantic or whether they're with business partners, whether they're with the public, whether they're on a daily basis. Just have a focus basically within your relationships. See what comes up for you without judgment. Just see what comes up and enjoy your interactions. So that is you, Cancer. So what have we got for Leo? Leo, we get the Four of Wands for you. Four of Wands. So wands are all about inspiration, creativity. It's all about fire. And yeah, there can be passion and things too. Fours can be about structure. And this particular card is all about celebration. So this eclipse is all about celebrating for you. So what are you celebrating? What are you inspired to do? What are you creating? Really be brave, be bold, and celebrate all of those things. So Leo, this eclipse season is all about celebration for you. Ready. Virgo. What does Virgo need to know for this eclipse? Aries eclipse. So Virgo, we have the Nine of Wands for you. I'm just going to move my camera, see if that helps. Ah, there we go. So wands are, again, all about creativity, inspiration, our passion. The suit, all about fire. And nines are often about our reflection. But for this particular card, it's asking you not to be too fearful. There can be a lot of fear and anxiety that comes up for you during this eclipse. But recognize that actually we all experience this. When we're close to achieving what we want to achieve, we often have a little bit of anxiety or trepidation about what it is we're achieving. But that's okay, that's normal. And there's nothing to fear here. It's okay. Just believe in yourself and know that you're coming to the end of what you're doing here. And things will start to get that a little bit easier soon. To try not to lean into the fear. Instead, use it as a little checkpoint, a tool to see, am I on the right path here? So that's you, Virgo. Card just jumped out for you there. So Libra, you have the Eight of Swords. So swords, as I say, they are an air suit, and swords are, they're asking us to think about what we are learning and how we communicate. So there may be some transformation coming up in how you communicate. And it may be a time where some anxiety comes up for you. But know that you have all the tools within you to succeed. And that any hesitation is completely normal, or your feelings are valid. We are always learning and growing. So try not to allow anxiety to take over. And see that within this time, you're halfway there to what you want to achieve, what you're learning. And yes, you have all the tools within you to succeed, but there may be a little bit of anxiety at this time. Okay. Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know for this eclipse season? Okay, we have the Six of Swords for you. So sixes can be about healing, and swords are, as previously mentioned, they are the air energy of intellect and communication. And the Six of Swords wants you to move. So there might be some movement in what you're learning and what you're growing through, but it's asking you not to be too fixed. Don't allow your thoughts to keep you stagnant or make you feel too trapped in what it is you previously believed. Allow them to be fluid, and you never know who's listening or who's watching from behind the scenes. Your words could be very inspiring. Allow them to move yourself and others. So what does Sagittarius need to know in this eclipse season? Okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles for you, Sagittarius. So queens are the masters of sort of intuition and being of the suit of Pentacles. Pentacles is our wealth, our abundance. So you're sort of quietly and in a subtle but beautiful, reflective way, being able to show others a path of stability and abundance, how to really grow and master in your achievements and your environments. This is a very beautiful card. So there's a lot of stability, and you don't feel like you have to shout it out to the world, but you're there to support others should they need you. So yes, you're there to show a path of abundance, of maybe finance, wealth. You're there to be able to share your mastery, but not necessarily needing to do so in such a really sort of active, out there, vibrant way. You're sort of quietly confident, but it's a beautiful, stable place to be. You might form some beautiful connections. So it's a very prosperous card for you, Sagittarius. Queen of Pentacles. Capricorn, what does Capricorn need to know for this eclipse? In Aries. Oh, Seven of Swords for you, Capricorn. So be careful of what you put out, how you communicate with others at this time. You may find that there are some people that aren't always speaking or thinking in a really kind, honest, and open way. There may be some deceit around at this time. Just be careful to mind your words and read between the lines. Sometimes what's said to you, maybe verbally or on emails or social media, wherever you see it, just know that you can rely on yourself and that your words, your thoughts, your feelings matter just as much as those that you would connect with. I hope this is helpful for you. What does Aquarius need to know for this eclipse season? I'm reminded at this new moon that Mercury turns retrograde. So retrogrades, again, they're not something we need to fear, but it's just a double time to reflect, revise, renew, revisit, revise everything in ways of communication. So back up any files you have. Maybe double check your emails before you send them. There's technology and things like that can need editing at times. Might not always work how you expect, but that's okay. We can renew them, revisit them, reflect on them another time. We're not perfect. None of us are. Right. So Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to know? You have the Hanged Man. I love this card. So the Hanged Man asks you to see things from a different perspective. So what may have worked for you in the past might not be working for you at this time, or you may find something really unexpected that happens and you have some beautiful new insights. It's a time really to go inward, to be reflective, and I think that meditation is a great thing to do when receiving this card. We're taking some deep breaths, really connecting to your inner world, see what comes up. So the Hanged Man is your card, Aquarius. I hope that's helpful. And lastly, but not leastly, we have Pisces. Pisces, what do you need to know for this eclipse season? I'd like to know what you think of this deck as well. It's the Moon and Stars Tarot by Jane Wallace. I quite like it. Right, Pisces, what do you need to know? The Knight of Wands. So wands, as we say, they are the suit of fire. It's inspiration, it's passion, it's high energy, it's creativity. So knights can be all about knowing a little and feeling like you're almost mastering a situation, but remembering that actually you're not a master yet. So it's good to have a lot of knowledge, but it's also good to be aware that we're not fully there yet. So what are you creating at this time? What are you passionate about? This card asks you to be patient, and there can be a little bit of immaturity in some people around you, or maybe you need to learn something at this time. So it is a time where you need to sometimes take a step back a bit, because not everything is totally as it seems. I hope that's helpful. Yeah, sometimes we need to learn a bit more before we fully dive into a situation and create something. I'm going to just quickly pull a card for each of us from Yasmin Boland's Moonology deck. This is her manifestation one. So what do we all need to know, regardless of our sign, that will help us through this eclipse? Oh, I think a few too many cards came out there. I'm going to carry on. Aha. So we got the New Moon in Virgo card. Ah, brilliant. Trust all will be well. I think that's a beautiful note to wrap up on. So, with that being said, I hope that you really enjoyed learning a little bit about tarot and having some things to work with for this eclipse energy, regardless of your sign. I usually suggest that we look at our rising sign, but if you don't know your rising sign, that's okay. There might still be a few benefits, probably quite a lot of benefit for using your sun sign, which is your star sign, your zodiac sign. So I hope this was very useful for you, or at least piqued your interest in some way. I do offer both astrology readings and tarot readings just by looking at my website. You can book on there if you want to. But if you want to know where all of the eclipse is happening for you, or you would like some further guidance or information, of course, I have a blog. So it's just £5 per month. And my blog is at lunar-pumpkin.com/blog. That's where you'll find it. And I release one every new moon and full moon. So, of course, this new moon, this solar eclipse in Aries, which is around the 20th of the month, I will release a blog. So by all means, check that out. And in my blogs, I talk about crystals to use. As you can see, I'm surrounded by crystals such as carnelian and some labradorite, moonstones of different kinds. I don't know whether it's shimmering at all for you, but kind of cool if it is. On that note, I will wrap up. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.